So you've come to learn of the Danny War. Maybe that term is all you know, Danny War. Maybe you were there from the beginning, and you're here to remember the times as they were, the wars that raged over one name. Either way, you have come to the right place. For you see, I too was there from the beginning. And who am I, you ask? Mine is not the name that is important, for this tale is not about me. This tale is about...
Danny! I love your videos, Danny! I love what you're doing, Danny! Thank you, Danny! I love you, Danny! You're amazing, Danny! 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 Danny!
That was Jorge Rivera Herranz, the creator of Epic the Musical. On September 6, 2025, he released the video that you saw just now. Now you might think to yourself, wow, what a nice video. He clearly loves Danny, and he supports the creators who make content for it. I would not blame you for such a rookie error, because you don't understand the problem. There are more than one Dannys who spell their name this way and have made content for Epic the Musical. In fact, there are 3. But then why did each Danny believe that that call out from Jorge was for him? And why didn't Jorge just say a last name to clear up the confusion? To truly understand why the Discord was introduced into this community, you must be willing to enter a world where men play gods, and gods mean nothing. You must be willing to get a little weird, a little spicy.
Hey, I know what kind of books you're reading, and I can read your mind. If you're thirsty, there will be plenty of water to drink.
And I am not here to just rush you to the climax. So if you are willing to enter this realm, then I must first give you a little bit of a history lesson.
Alright, my brothers, listen closely.
Epic the Musical is a loose depiction of Homer's The Odyssey, following the journey of Odysseus and his crew, starting inside the Trojan horse and ending at... You thought I was gonna spoil that? You have much to learn, my friend. Fans of the musical love it because of its compelling storytelling, complex and at times extremely dark themes, and how each of the 40 songs, yes, I said 40, of the musical are so well crafted that they each have their own unique feel, while also sharing a lot, and yes, I mean a lot, of musical motifs and parallels. But what's unique about this musical is that with its 2.9 million monthly listeners on Spotify alone, you might be tempted to go find somewhere to watch it, so that you can experience it for yourself. And you can't. At least, not officially. As of today's date, Epic the Musical is officially just a collection of albums. And that's it. No visual representation, no Broadway performance. It won't be touring in a city near you anytime soon. And so you're probably wondering, has nobody seen this musical before? Well, I can't speak as to whether or not nobody has seen it, but I can tell you that the Cyclops has not. Oh, get it? I responded to a rhetorical question with a literal answer. While there's nothing official, there is a booming community of content creators in the space, and through their artwork, including the animatics you saw earlier, the music of Epic was given vibrant life. As Epic grew in popularity, more and more content creators joined the community, and everyone brought their own twist.
I'm Danny Goddamn Motta. I appreciate a good haul of dicks. I jack things. I jack things and then they get frosted. I was trying to put away some pasta that I'd made, but we were all out of Tupperware, and so I'm walking around and I'm all like, there we go!
Danny Motta burst onto the epic scene with his first reaction video on January 31st, 2025. As part of a 1 million subscriber YouTube special, he reacted to the very first song in Epic the Musical. His jokes became an instant classic within the community. I mean, check them out for yourself.
Are you kidding me? Murder a baby? Easy peasy, dude. I don't even have to ask what the reward is. I know Zeus is good for it. Look, you don't even have to stab him. Nobody wants to see a stabbed baby. If you just push him, though.
Yes, so funny and relatable, Danny Motta.
Find out how one YouTuber fumbled the easiest PR slam dunk in history.
Danny Motta continued making reaction videos and brought a lot of new fans into the Epic community. His bits became iconic, and you'll rarely find an Epic the Musical fan who does not know about them. And of all the Dannys to date, he's the only one to have Jorge appear in a cameo in his videos.
Thanks, Jorge.
So I guess that solves it, right? That's obviously the Danny. He's clearly the guy. Jorge likes his videos, he thinks he's funny, and he's happy that he brought so many new fans to his work. Cheers to you, Danny Motta. Cheers! I'm gonna need a lot more of these to get through this video. Well, you see, there's still one small problem. If you cannot guess, that is the theme. You see, Danny Motta has not created content for Epic the Musical since May 24th, 2025. That would be, May, August, September. 5 months ago from this video. Could it be possible that Jorge would avoid all of Danny Motta's videos through all that time? Or is it more likely that there is another Danny who made Epic content more recently?
You dare consult me of that pathetic Greek? 8 long years I've spent burying my son's hatred, yet you expect me to show sympathy and spare some hubris written mortal, a so-called king. Well, I know ruthlessness is mercy, so don't bother asking me.
Meet Danny Fett. Although he has no bits about pushing babies off a wall, his devotion to the Epic community comes in a different form. He's known for his passion project, Our Epic, his fan-casted version of Epic the Musical, full of other talented creators within the Epic community, and for his vocal covers, where he utilizes his vocal fry and his singing prowess to create unique Poseidon versions of Epic songs. Bruh. He made his first Epic-related video in April of 2025, and he was still posting Epic content when Jorge made his video. But his last Epic-related video was 1 month prior. So then maybe it was because of Our Epic. On August 30th, they released Warrior of the Mind. And I mean, look at that owl Athena, I mean... Sorry about that. I lost myself there for a second. I warned you this would get a little freaky. Okay, so maybe this one sounds a little more plausible. But there were 3 Dannys, right? So, who was the third?
And I was like, huh. When did you get home? All of a sudden I can look you up and down all day.
Danny North joined the community at the end of May of 2025. His account included a variety of content, including memes and lip syncs, but he's most known for his content that breaks down the musical components of Epic into bite-sized pieces for the community to chew on. Danny North's account only posted content related to Epic the Musical. And in fact, he would post new Epic the Musical content every single day, up until the day that Jorge made his first Danny video. Yes, you heard that right. I said first. We'll get to that later. Jorge was definitely aware of Danny North's content because he commented on and reposted the third video Danny North had ever made. On September 5th, only one day before Jorge made his first Danny video, Danny North actually made a video that predicted a new epic merch shop that would be dropping on September 10th. And can you guess what happened on September 10th? But clearly, nobody can talk about that. We're gonna So now we know a little bit about the three Heathers. I mean the three primary Dannys. Let's just do a little refresher, shall we? There's Danny Motta, the Danny with the biggest influence, the resident funny guy, who brought way more fans into the epic community than maybe anyone else. Then there's Danny Fett, the cool singer guy who looks like someone you definitely want in your blunt rotation. And then there's Danny North, the resident know-it-all. But notice how everyone calls him a know-it-all and nobody ever calls him wrong. I mean, come on. Are we really not going to talk about the show? Now armed with a full history, were you able to properly unsheath the problem and see a little more clearly? Like the fools they are, the three Dannys all jumped in to answer Jorge's call. Remember, kids, when in doubt, pinky out. First, it was in the comments, and then in a video response.
On the day I finally drop my Lego Monkey Kid, I've got Vivzy dropping a new hell of a short. Jorge Rivera Herons, fucking drunk FaceTiming me through this app. And now I got Xander Smalls, polka dot man looking ass coming after me. I hope you all enjoyed the Danny of 2025. The Danny who would lend a hand to those in need. The collaborative Danny who would do skits with others and play nice. Because in 2026, that Danny is dead. And a Danny of war shall rise.
Danny! I love your videos, Danny. I love what you're doing, Danny. Thank you, Danny. I love you, Danny. You're amazing, Danny. Danny. I love your videos, Danny. I love what you're doing, Danny. Thank you, Danny. I love you, Danny. You're amazing, Danny. 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 Danny!
Now, if you have been properly following along, you know that a lot of fans came to Epic because of Danny Motta. So when Jorge made this video, the other two Dannys were unknown to the majority of fans. And they all assumed that this video was indeed for their Danny, Danny Motta. So when they found out that there were two other Dannys, it was an immediate shock to the community. But let me tell you, my friends, that we are just getting started. Because one day after Jorge's first video, on September 7th, 2025, Danny North called out Danny Motta. And not one to miss out on an opportunity to make a new enemy, he also called out Danny Fett. Danny North began claiming loudly that the video was about him specifically. Up until now, none of the other Dannys had made such a bold claim. But they also wouldn't just take that kind of disrespect lying down. One important thing to note is that this back and forth was happening predominantly on TikTok, and in the comments section of all places. Things happen quickly and are forgotten quickly. But this beef felt different, and the community took notice.
Excuse me, brah. You're excused. And I'm not your bra.
These interactions between the Dannys were the first indications of a storm. The first indication of a storm. Will you please just let me say that word without... The first counteroffensive to Danny North's challenge came from Danny Fett.
There you are, I finally found you. The ones who let the story spin. I like So hurry up and end this, and show the world that I am him. Oh, bring it on! I'm the Danny here. Hope you're well aware. I'm holding on till they see the truth. Till I'm facing you.
Now this is probably a good time to mention that although Danny Fett is one of the 3 primary Dannys, he wasn't always seen that way. When Jorge's first video dropped, the majority of Epic fans fell into 2 camps: Danny Motta or Danny North.
I love what you're doing, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
I mean, he's got to be talking about me, right? What makes you say that? I mean, I'm the Danny. He's got to be talking about me. Okay, what about me? I've been picking up traction recently. Be that as it may, I think you'd be a little bit more direct with it, because you're still very niche, so hey guys, how about me? Shut up. Okay, anyways, what were you saying?
I'm just a man who's trying to go home.
In the beginning, most people dismissed Danny Fett's claim to the video. But when the diss track dropped, the people started listening. The other 2 Dannys would come to realize that ignoring Danny Fett's war strategy would be a problem for them, because Danny Fett didn't stop at the diss track. He realized early on that by commenting on community posts and messaging directly, that he could win over their hearts, even if they did not know him before. This was hard work, and it took time and dedication. His following may have been smaller, but they were loyal, and they were talented.
I see a post with a face that is borrowed, a mask of a man that's hollow. I see a clip of stolen fame. I see the rise of fans and claim. I see the edits turn to weapons and a Motta's final shame. I see you grasp for Jorge's light. I see you vanish from the night. I see a dirty crown, but truth and viral fight. And it is Danny Fett.
But while this outreach was happening, Danny Motta and Danny North were posturing against each other. And the punches weren't being pulled anymore.
Wispin, Wispin, it's close enough. Whoever this guy is that made the name though did not know me, because I'd be wisping out these nuts.
There is a war coming. And I believe what's in this box will remind everybody why I am not somebody to be messed with. The Sacred Red has made me yet another custom Pokeball, with this one being inspired by Epic the Musical's The Troy Saga. Now, there have been a lot of accusations made lately regarding Jorge's Danny video and who it does and does not pertain to. Now, let me be perfectly clear. I have seen the videos. I have seen the Dannys. And though my formal response to this war of Dannys won't come until next week, because I have preparations to make for it, the amount of pettiness that I am prepared to bring to this war is a level that will shake this community to its very core.
Danny Motta, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I realize your fans really love you. And I would hate to start some sort of Trojan War 2.0 Danny edition. You stealing Helen, or rather, the glory of Jorge's Danny video from me, doesn't need to be anything other than a simple misunderstanding. And so I have a proposal. As we sail into this dark cave, I offer this torch of friendship. Hello. And I hope you'll accept it, because I know the fans would hate to see us go to war. Not saying we're going to war, But if we did, I know they would hate to see it. So I want to stop this before it starts. Because it would be over something that doesn't matter. So what do you say? Oh, and by the way, Danny North, we all know that your little torch of friendship was a thinly veiled threat, okay? And if that doesn't make any sense to you, then just go listen to Epic the Musical. There's probably a lot of lore in here that is only gonna make sense to fans. And I'm not about to spoil one of the craziest plot twists in the musical just to explain what a torch of friendship is. Everyone was on the edge of their seats. A war? Over Jorge's video? Was that really going to happen? That sounded a bit extreme, right? And so, the entire Epic community channeled all of their power into their 2 shared brain cells to formulate 2 simple questions. Where is he? Where is the man who can stop this war?
Danny! Hello, my friend Danny. It appears I have caused some confusion, Danny, by not specifying which Danny I was referring to in my previous video. But rest assured, Danny, I meant you, Danny. I love you, Danny. You're amazing, Danny. Danny, Danny, you're Danny, 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 Danny. Danny!
The Epic community erupted.
Jorge took one look at the Danny discourse and he's like, I'm gonna ban the shit out of these flags!
Such a chaos gremlin that he has now posted 2 videos where he is addressing someone named Danny and he does not specify who it is. He is...
If there was any doubt before about whether or not Jorge had just forgotten the Danny's last name, it all vanished. And that's when shit got real. Like, real. Like, the artists got involved. Real.
Fighting for what good are kingdoms with no one to share your burdens? What good is gold if you don't have anyone to love? What good is glory and will it be good enough? Say I'm the fairest, I'll give you what you deserve. The fairest maiden you'll find on the face of earth. I'll give you love, a woman worth more than 1,000 ships. I'll give you Helen, I swear this up on the stage.
But wait a minute. Wasn't the whole point of Jorge's original Danny video to thank Danny? I mean, it's supposed to be a really nice video, right? Clearly he knew about the controversy or else he wouldn't have even made his second Danny video. And even if he had just said, that first video was for Danny and the second video was for all 3 of you, then the Danny war could have been completely avoided. Tensions were high, but a confirmation from the creator himself would shut it all down. So why would Jorge want to spark the flames of this fire and sow seeds of discord within his own community? Did you happen to notice a trend in the art that was shown earlier? There's a few common themes. 3 Dannys and a golden apple. Those of you familiar with Greek mythology will immediately recognize the reference. But for the rest of you, let me tell you a little story. In Greek mythology, the story is told of an important wedding that is attended by all the gods. Well, all but one. You see, Eris, the goddess of strife and discord, wasn't invited. And if you ask me, what happens next is probably exactly why she wasn't invited. But just because she wasn't invited, that wasn't about to stop this messy queen from girl bossing her way into the wedding anyway, just to ruin their fun. But to her credit, Eris didn't actually cause the problems. All she did was utilize the hubris and ego of the gods to her advantage. After being denied admission into the wedding, Eris took a golden apple with the words "for the most beautiful" inscribed upon it and threw it onto the table. And guess how many goddesses stepped up to try and claim this golden apple? Oh, 4? Haha, that's very funny. First there was Hera, queen of the gods.
That is for me. Who is so beautiful as the Queen of Heaven?
But Athena, goddess of war and wisdom, stretched out her hand and said,
No, it is for me. Who can equal me in the beauty of wisdom?
And finally, Aphrodite, goddess of love, rose and said,
It is for me.
This turned into a nasty argument between the three goddesses. It was so bad, in fact, that Zeus ordered that they go to Mount Ida to be judged by a mortal named Paris. Paris was the son of Priam, king of Troy, and when he was only a few days old, his mother had a dream that Paris would one day run through the city with a blazing torch and set it on fire. And so King Priam did the only natural thing to do when your newborn child is prophesied to destroy your entire city. He booked a tarot reading. And the oracle told King Priam that everything that she had dreamed would come true. And what did King Priam do? Well, obviously he channeled his inner Danny Motta and yeeted that baby off a tower. Huh? Wait, so this oracle told him that their baby would burn the city down and King Priam... What did he do? He ordered the baby to be taken somewhere else? And just left to die? He didn't want to verify... Oh my god. I've just been informed, actually, that I was wrong. It seems like Paris was actually taken somewhere else and left to die. And can you guess who didn't die? You know what? Maybe Danny Motta does have a point, actually. We might have been a little too hard on...
Dude, I stand by what I said on day one. On day one, dude! I'd slam dunk that baby if I had to.
That's not a hill I'm willing to die on. Some shepherds found Paris and raised him. Paris grew up with a reputation of being fair and honest. They called him Alexander, or Defender of Men. And even the gods knew that he was fair. And so it was on Mount Ida that the three goddesses appeared to Paris with the question of the golden apple. Who did it belong to? Who was the most beautiful? Paris had to be the one to choose. But if we know anything about these goddesses, they were not willing to fight fair. They all made promises to this mortal in order to get what they wanted. Queen Hera said,
Give me the prize, and I will make you the most powerful king in the world.
Then Athena said,
No one will be able to match your skill and wisdom in battle if you give me the apple.
And Aphrodite smiled, and she said,
Give it to me, and you shall have for a wife the most beautiful woman in the world.
And she showed Paris a vision of Helen, the most beautiful woman. Paris, just a man after all, probably did a few of those cartoon and picked Aphrodite. What he didn't realize at the time is that that decision would be the catalyst that sparked the entire Trojan War. What good is war if you don't know who you're fighting for? What good are kingdoms if you don't bump? Ilium, Ilium, Ilium. Okay, Mr. History Buff, so you're a nerd. I used to bully guys like you back in high school where I peaked, which is why I still wear my Leatherman jacket to remember the good old days. Okay, so there's three people and there's an apple. What does that have to do with Jorge? And explain it to me real slow, because if not, I won't understand it. You see, mis amigos, I forgot to mention one crucial detail about the state of the Epic fandom right now. Epic the Musical isn't the only musical related to Greek mythology that Jorge has worked on. On June 24th, 2025, just 2 weeks after having lunch with Lin-Manuel Miranda, by the way, big fan, Lin, big fan, Jorge announced that he was starting production on a second musical called Ilium. 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 Ilium is the proper name for the city that we know as Troy, the setting for the Trojan War. Did Jorge plan this all along? Did he know that by making that Danny video, that this would pit the three Dannys of his community against each other? And that they would start an online war that would cause a viral trend? Was this just a great marketing stunt for his new musical? Or was he just bored one day and wanted inspiration, so he decided to pit the egomaniacal Dannys against each other in a human social experiment to see how they would react? And he could just watch from his little production room, giggling to himself, because at the end of the day, he just really enjoys the chaos and will never ever say the last name of the Danny he meant. So don't delude yourself into thinking that he will. And Jorge, I know you're watching this right now, and I know you're laughing, and it's all just fun and games to you. But look what you've turned me into! Look what I've become! Listen, all I'm gonna say is that it is a little suspicious that Jorge released this video in between the other two Danny videos.
What are they planning? What are they conspiring? So many iguanas. What are they planning? Is it betrayal? Is it love? Is it lost? What are they planning? Little iguanas!
So there you have it. Why would Jorge want Discord? Because he's Eris. And he's the guy who created Winions. I mean, come on, guys. He just thinks it's funny. And the three Dannys all rose up to claim the golden apple that Jorge placed on the table before them. Can't have it. Can't have it. Can't have it. Can't have it. So then, who's Paris in this situation? I guess that would be you. The community waited with bated breath to see how the Dannys would respond after Jorge's second video. What would they say? What would they offer to the community that chose them as the one true Danny? Danny North, of course, was the first to respond.
I'm just a man who's trying to go home, even after all the years away from what I've known. I'm just a man.
Did Jorge actually clarify that Danny North was the Danny from the video? Well, clearly not. But Danny North thought that either the video was for him, or he was egging the other two Dannys on. Or maybe a little bit of both? Without getting into that guy's head, I guess we will just never know. Danny Fett was not pleased either.
You dare consult me of these imposters? 8 long days I've spent witnessing identity theft, yet you expect me to show sympathy and spend some cosplay dude named Motta and a so-called king. Well, I know ruthlessness is mercy. The one true Danny is me.
But the angriest of all was Danny Motta, who came out in full battle garb. An announcement of a stream where he was going to put an end to the War of the Dannys, and the text, The Danny War. Danny North responded later that night.
Danny Motta, I'm tired. You know... I just want you to feel as comfortable as possible. I can't believe that you saw this. And you respond with this. I won't be there at your little stream tomorrow, but you bet your bottom dollar that my intricate network of informants will be. And they will be in your chat and in your comments spreading the word of the Danny in the North. We are not afraid of you, brother. If there is a community that doesn't give a shit about our opponent's size, their status, or their divine abilities, it's this one. Okay? So I hope you're happy with what you've started. Because you no longer get to decide how it ends. Have a nice night.
But this wouldn't be the last time that we saw Danny Motta in his full battle gear before the stream. He would appear one more time to call out both Danny North and Danny Fett out directly. But before we get to that, something else you need to know is that while this may have been the main stage of the war, other players were getting involved in vying for power in their own way. Not wanting to throw away their shot, somewhere else in the Dannyverse, the other Danny variants began to make themselves known to the community. Whether it was Danny with an I.
Jorge, you spelled my name wrong. It's D-A-N-I, not D-A-N-N-Y. We know who the real Danny is here. This war is coming. And I'm not backing down.
Or Danny.
I hate to break it to all of you, but he's actually saying Danny, like Danny. And you know who's Nay? Me.
Danny!
My legal middle name is actually Danae. So, I am Danae, that Jorge was obviously talking about.
Or even Dino Danny?
Your savior is here!
But there was one Danny variant that would go above and beyond the rest. And the craziest thing about him is that he wasn't even a Danny at all. Enter JorDanny Tyler. He is known for playing Odysseus in our epic.
You remember that hot owl Athena clip from earlier? Oh, yes. Bring it up again, Ooh, this is JorDanny Tyler singing young Odysseus.
On September 12th, Jordan posted this video.
And if I gotta drop another Danny from a wall in an instant so we all don't die, then I'll become the Danny. I will deal the blow, and I'll become the Danny like none they've ever known. So what if I'm the Danny lurking deep below? I must become the Danny, and then we'll win this war. Oh, Danny Fett and Danny North. Oh, Danny brought us the villain upon ourselves. I'll become the Danny.
Now what you just heard was a parody from the song Monster from Epic. And if you know the song, you know the significance. But if you don't know the song, honestly, this part of the musical is a pretty pivotal moment, and I would much rather you pause this video and go listen to it, and then come back when you're done so you don't get this spoiled for you. But for thoroughness, let's keep going. The song Monster comes at a critical moment in Odysseus' journey home. After so much suffering due to the events previous to this moment, Odysseus is brought to the depths of despair, literally in the underworld at this point, by the way, and has to face the consequences of his decisions. By making the decisions that he did in an attempt to retain the human side of himself, did he actually become a monster to himself and his own crew? If he had been more ruthless, would he have been home by now with his wife Penelope and son Telemachus? So he makes the decision. At the end of the day, the morally correct decisions do not benefit him nor his crew, and especially him. He will become the monster to get back home, no matter the cost, no matter how many babies he has to throw off walls! Why were we so mean to Danny Motta about that? Odysseus literally says he's willing to throw more babies, as many babies as it takes! He would yeet the babies again and again! And so in a much more lighthearted way, Jordan becomes JorDanny and enters the war as a Danny variant. And his message is clear. The House Fett and North must unite against the tyrant Motta. The introduction of Danny variants sparked a new wave of interest and confusion within the community.
This Danny war is genuinely getting out of hand. Oh my god. Danny Motta, Danny Fett, Danny North, Danny Phantom.exe, fucking JorDanny Tyler, Danny DeVito! How many fucking Dannys are there? He's Danny, he's Danny, he's Danny. We're all Danny at this point.
But the day of the war stream had finally arrived, and Danny Motta was making his stance very clear.
Daniel North. Are you enjoying the spotlight? The warmth that it bathes you in? I would warn you of the dangers that come from chasing that luminous orb in the sky, but you are no Icarus. You've no wings with which to soar great heights. But if you do not put down your banners and cease this foolish circus, then I will bring the inferno to you. Right where you are, right where you belong, on the ground. You will be incinerated like an ant, punished beneath a magnifying glass, torched for trying to look much, much bigger than it truly is. Though I may be dressed like the warrior king Odysseus, you actually share his most damning trait. Because in your hubris, you actually sent me your address.
And in turn, I will be sending you a gift. And if you want to end up on the right side of this war, my fellow followers, then you can watch me construct this gift in just under an hour, live on this platform as well as others. And Danny Fett, you have not been forgotten, for you too shall be receiving a gift, albeit different from Danny North's, because you too sent me your address. I mean, seriously, guys, it's like the main theme of the play. Don't dox yourself. So, North, Fett, just this once I will permit you to be Odysseus. And in turn, I will be your Cyclops. Enjoy the gifts, boys.
In a display of terrifying calmness, this video shook the community. It also brought all of the fans with daddy issues out into the comment section.
Him trying to be intimidating with like his thighs all out. I am convinced that he is sitting like this on purpose to distract people from how much bullshit he's throwing into the world.
But I mean, honestly, can we just take a minute? Danny North was quick to shoot back in the comments, referencing a part in the game Hollow Knight, where the player must challenge and fight the sun.
What, am I gonna fight the sun?
Danny Motta had called out both Danny North and Danny Fett for sending him their addresses. I mean, come on guys, he kind of has a point there. Sending your address to your mortal enemy, hello? Hello! And he said he would be sending them a gift. A gift that he would be building on the stream. What dark plot did Danny Motta have in store? What secret plan could possibly match the villain energy that was shaking up the entire Epic community?
I say we sue for peace. A rustic French-style ragout. We're gonna be building him a gift. So, my ragout! Oh no! What better gift to give Danny North than one that is historically gone down incredibly well with its receiver? Every time someone's gotten a gift like this, they've loved it. Oh no, oh no, oh no! The box says that it should take someone who's 8 years old about 60 to 90 minutes to put this together. But I know how you fuckers act. It doesn't say how long it should take a streamer with ADHD to do it. Oh, I got bouillabaisse all over the horse. That's an inch. 1, 2. All right, I'm gonna, okay.
3 hours later.
Little ladder in there, and then zoop. Look at that! Look at that, baby! This is how you wage a war. War is ragu. All over your model horse. Oh, God.
Hey Danny Motta, hate to interrupt your ragooning, but just wanted to let anybody watching this to know that if you want to see any more saucy content like this, you should join the North over on Patreon. Right now we're a small group and we have a lot of fun. And if you join as a paid member, you can even have your name at the end of these videos. This is just part 1 after all. Now let's get you back. And so the secret war plans were out in the open. Danny Motta was going to send Danny North a Trojan horse. And something else inside the belly of the horse that he did not reveal on the stream. Could it be 600 men? Can it be 600 men? Gods, I hope it's 600 men. But unlike some of us, Danny Fett only cared about one man.
I'm about to bring the pain. King of North proves that he's insane. Has the word fake in his own name. Don't get me started on Jordan. Trying to talk peace in a war, man. You don't know what I know. What can you even hold to know? I'm the one true Danny. The truth is so clear to see. Now blow and bend the knee to the one and only Danny. 'Cause I'm about to bring the pain.
But let's check back in on our favorite drama queen. By now you know exactly who that is.
Daniel North.
Who gave you a megaphone? Give me that. Come here. You sit here. Shh. Good boy. You know what? Before this moment, I think half your fans thought I was fighting against myself.
So thank you. Now you've legitimized this war. And you're right, Odysseus and I do share something in common. We plan for every fight. So anybody out there getting afraid by that little display clearly doesn't know me. And just because they don't know me doesn't mean they know who will win this war. So do your little productions. I don't need the production to invoke the same fear. But you know the difference between me and you, Danny Motta? I don't lead through fear. I don't need to. I inspire. Do you see this Steven Universe poster that I have right here? Now, you might not know anything about that, but your followers do. And they know the difference between a positive and uplifting leader versus one who aims to rule by fear. And when this war is done, and the North has come out victorious, your punishment, which is no punishment at all, to be honest, will be to watch and learn from Steven Universe. Because as haughty as you're acting right now, I know you can make a change. We'll see you on the battlefield. And with that, my friends, we draw near to the end of the beginning of this war.
With Danny Motta on his throne, Danny North and Danny Fett waiting for their packages, and the community getting bored of this trend, ready to put it to rest once and for all quiet on the Western Front. Right?
The Danny War has begun. I, Odysseus of Italy, am here to represent my entire nation and pledge allegiance to the one and only Danny. Danny North. Danny, my nation stands with you, and we're ready for war. Italians! At my signal, unleash hell.
So what will the future hold for this war? Only time will tell. But if there are any prophets out there, whether Tiresias or Tiresias, it would be really nice to know. Will the Dannies vie for the support of Captain Meadow, a critical figure within the epic community whose loyal followers wait for her command? Will there be even more Dannies that join this war, with the original meaning of the war lost completely, as probably does happen in a lot of wars? Danny DeVito, we need you. Will the Danny variants rise up against the powers that be? Or will all the Dannies unite under one banner against a greater foe? Cassandra, if you're listening, maybe sit this one out, because I just can't believe a word that comes out of your mouth. I am sorry. Might we see portrayals of betrayal? Will a brother make a final stand? What if we all became the Danny? And that video is about all of us. Why do you keep asking all these silly questions anyway? Like I said before, nobody knows the future. Only time will tell.
Thank you so much for watching this far into the video. It means a lot to me. This video was so much fun to make. And a special thank you to my Patreon members. Your support means that I will be able to make videos even better than this one in the future. And that's so amazing. Thank you again.